Building things ourselves is very rewarding and a great hands-on way to learn and develop new skills. Not to mention, it promotes us to think creatively around things. However, when people think about building things themselves, they usually think about small things that don't provide us much use or value, such as Legos, or they either think about large, extremely expensive projects such as renovating your house. But there is one thing that you can build that doesn't need to be too expensive and actually provides you with something that you can use regularly in your everyday life, and that is a computer. In this digital era, almost everything we do that involves technology requires us to use one, and as the importance of technology has become greater and greater over time, the need for computers has also only increased. It is to this end that the next time we're thinking about buying a new computer, we should consider taking time out of our day to research and build our own. And although taking the time to do so may be an inconvenience at first, and buying a pre-built computer is obviously easier, the merits of building your own computer and the greater life lessons and skills that it teaches far surpass these negatives. And as someone who's built their own computer, I highly encourage that the next time you need to buy a new computer, you consider building one instead. Now, I'm sure many people are very frightened by the idea of building their own computer. Although it may seem very complex and intimidating, it's not as daunting of a task as it appears to be. There are a plethora of online videos made by people who specialize in building computers that offer step-by-step instructions on how to build your own computer. The instructions that these videos provide are very easy to digest and follow, which makes the process of building a computer much more comprehensible for inexperienced builders. Also, aside from that, there are many benefits to building your own computer. One such benefit is that it's obviously much cheaper than buying a pre-built one, and also allows you to choose which parts you specifically need. Rather than spending a set amount of money for each component of your computer, you can pick and choose which parts you value more and spend more money on those instead. For example, if you want a computer that can run the newest, most visually impressive games available, you might want to consider investing in a higher-end graphics card. Or maybe your job requires you to edit and process 4K video, in which case you should allocate more money into buying a greater quantity of RAM for your computer. The customizability that building your own computer provides far surpasses whatever options that might be presented to you when purchasing a pre-built one, and as such, allows you to specialize the functions of your computer, ultimately saving you money on parts that don't matter as much. So, another benefit that comes with building your own computer is that by taking the time to do the research and developing an understanding of how computers function, you've gained skills that will actually last you a lifetime. By developing an understanding of the anatomy of a computer and how each part functions, you can better understand and address computer issues to come, which, as I said earlier, will be extremely useful as computers are becoming more and more prominent in our lives. Additionally, the skills learned through building your own computer make upgrading it extremely easy. Having the knowledge of how to install each individual part of your computer makes replacing them much easier and means that you can upgrade your computer one part at a time. This means that you can wait for certain parts to go on sale to save money, and even if one part fails, you can just replace it with a new one. Whereas with a pre-built computer, upgrading usually means purchasing an entirely new computer, and if one part does fail, you usually have to spend hundreds of dollars to repair it or just completely replace the computer. Ultimately, building your own computer is just a step into the world of making your own things. Obviously, you do have smaller scale things that you can do, but building your computer provides you with something that you will use in your everyday life. Even if you decide not to build a computer, it's still very important that we try to build our own things ourselves, regardless of what age we are. Whether you're a child gleaming at a set of Legos that you've just built, a couple renovating their home together, or a teenager building their first computer. The feeling of accomplishment you get when you build something yourself and the skills it teaches you are universal.